Welcome to World Watch Traveler. Today, we journey into the heart of Utah's Canyonlands National Park, a place where nature, geology, and history weave together in breathtaking harmony. Here, the Colorado and the Green Rivers have carved a kingdom of mesas, buttes, and canyons, creating one of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. From Mesa Arch to the mystery of Upheaval Dome, from ancient cultures to uranium miners, this is not just a park. It is a living storybook written across stone. The first stop is the Island in the Sky district, a massive mesa rising from more than 1,500 feet above the desert floor. Sheer cliffs drop on all sides, making it feel like an island floating above a sea of canyons. That is why it is called the Island in the Sky. From Mesa Arch, where the sun ignites the rock in fiery orange, to the sweeping views at Grand Viewpoint and Murphy Point, every overlook feels like standing on the edge of eternity. Green River Overlook shows the river winding deep through layered stone, while the white Rim Overlook reveals the dizzying depth of the canyon below. Near the Island in the Sky Visitor Center lies the legendary Shafer Road, a dirt track that zigzags down the cliff in dramatic switchbacks. Dropping nearly 1,500 feet, this road connects the mesa top to the white rim below, before winding towards Potash Road and eventually the town of Moab. Once a cattle trail, later used by uranium miners, it is today an adventurous drive or mountain bike descent that lets you experience the park from the high mesa to the river's edge. Just outside the park lies Dead Horse Point State Park, one of the most iconic views in the southwest. From this promontory, the Colorado River bends sharply below sheer red cliffs. Dead Horse Point in Utah is named from a local legend that cowboys would round up wild horses and herd them onto the narrow neck of the point, where they would then fence them and leave them to die from thirst, a haunting story that gave the place its name. Today, it is a symbol of the canyon country's grandeur, a favorite for sunrise and sunset photography and filming location. Canyonlands National Park is cut into three land districts by Green and Colorado rivers. Island in the Sky in the north of the park, the Needles district in the southeast corner, and the Maze district in the west of the park. The Island in the Sky also offers short but memorable hikes. Whale Rock invites visitors to climb a sandstone dome shaped like a breaching whale. At Aztec Butte, ancestral Puebloans built stone granaries tucked into alcoves. Trails like Gooseberry and Wilhite lead adventurous hikers into the depths of the Canyonlands. Each feature is tied not only to beauty but to survival and stories of those who lived here long before. To the west lies the Mesa, one of the most remote regions in the lower 48 states. A labyrinth of sandstone, it challenges even experienced explorers. To the south, the Needles district rises in jagged red spires. Here, the Chesler Park Trail winds through a stone wonderland, where narrow canyons open into a grassy meadows surrounded by towers of rock. The Pathole Point Trail, a short loop, showcases small natural depressions that collect rainwater. Each pathole, a miniature desert ecosystem, from tiny life forms to vast landscapes. Canyonlands is a study in scale. One of the park's greatest mysteries is Upheaval Dome. At first glance, it looks like a giant crater, a circular depression nearly 3 miles wide with tilted rock layers around a central uplift. For decades, scientists debated, was it formed by a salt dome pushing upward or by a meteor impact? Today, most evidence points to an ancient impact more than 60 million years ago. The very name Upheaval Dome reflects this violent disturbance where rocks have been heaved and twisted unlike anywhere else in the park. Two overlooks let you peer into this puzzle, a reminder that the earth still guards many secrets. The story of Canyonlands is written in stone. Millions of years ago, this region was part of the Colorado Plateau, a vast area slowly uplifted by tectonic forces. Once high and dry, rivers like the Colorado and Green began to slice into the rock, carving deep canyons. Hard sandstone layers resisted erosion, forming flat-topped mesas. Smaller remnants became buttes. Softer layers beneath crumbled away, leaving cliffs, terraces, and talus slopes. Cracks and joints in the rocks guided erosion, shaping arches, fins, and spires. Even today, freeze-thaw cycles pry rocks apart, while wind and rain continue the endless sculpting. Walk along the cliffs, and you will see streaks of desert varnish, dark coatings of manganese and iron oxides that took thousands of years to form. Look closer, and you will find tafoni, honeycomb-like pits etched into sandstone. These details remind us that every surface here is alive with the slow work of time. But Canyonlands is not just scenery. Beneath the beauty lie valuable minerals. The surrounding Paradox Basin holds thick layers of salt and potash, still mined today near the town of Moab. In the mid-20th century, prospectors rushed to the Colorado Plateau in search of uranium and vanadium, critical for the Manhattan Project and later Cold War nuclear weapons. Shafer Road and many backcountry tracks were originally cut by these miners. For a time, Moab was called the uranium capital of the world. Yet the boom faded. By the 1980s, uranium prices collapsed, and growing awareness of the environmental and health impacts, especially on native communities, led to stricter regulations. Today, most uranium mining here has ceased, leaving behind both scars and lessons. The US government once saw this desert as a strategic resource. Now it is preserved as a natural treasure. Despite the arid climate, the desert is full of life. Biological soil crusts made of lichens, mosses, and algae stabilize the soil and make desert life possible. Desert bighorn sheep navigate the cliffs. Coyotes roam the mesas. Golden eagles soar above. After rare rains, pathholes burst with tiny shrimp and insects, proof that even the smallest pools sustain life in this harsh land. Humans have lived here for thousands of years. The ancestral Puebloans formed the mesas, leaving behind cliff granaries and rock art. Later, cowboys, ranchers, and miners carved trails into the landscape. Today, the park protects both the natural world and the cultural history of those who called it home. Canyonlands is more than a park. It is a timeless wilderness where rivers carve, rocks remember, and stories endure. From the soaring cliffs of Island in the Sky to the mystery of Upheaval Dome, from the mineral wealth beneath the fragile crust above, every detail tells us something about Earth's power and humanity's place within it. This is Canyonlands, raw, vast, and unforgettable.